What do you want to do next? See if we can get that push rod in, eh? This one on the top, the clean. Top. Let's see if we can do this by feel. Ready? I'll soon know if we turn the motor over and they go up and down. We'll soon see. We did all that work to try and get top dead center too, so okay. Where's top dead center? There's a spinner on top. Do you reckon I've got that in? I don't know. Oh yeah, I can see. I can see. Yeah, we're in. Let's put a rocker on. A little clean. I could have given everything a wash in the bath, but these were pretty clean, really. See how these things work? They go in here and just like a seesaw. Just like a seesaw. Yeah, those go up and down. There's pivots here. And how far in and out this is how far down that goes. So how open it'll go. And when it closes, how much gap it's got. And it's got to have a gap so that it can actually close. Alright? That makes sense, right? And as it sort of wears away at those seats, which we did the little lapping in, the fact that we lapped it in would have changed the settings there a little bit too. So yeah, that just makes sure that the valves can close, and also that they can open enough to do all the jobs that they need to do. Let enough petrol in, let enough explosion out, you know, all that sort of stuff. Let's put a dollop of oil there, a dollop of oil there. Yeah, we can do one there, and on here. Right, that'll screw on, and this little set screw here just goes into the top of that stud, and it won't let it screw on anymore. It locks up at what height? 5 thou. Let's put that other one on too. Piece of clean. See, sometimes, especially on cars and things like that, if that's worn in and you know there's an edge there, like you could, if it was sort of cupped in, you wouldn't be able to get the feeler gauge in there properly to be able to read that. And what you'd have to do is put it on a special valve rubber grinding machine. Oh, you can do it by hand a bit too, so you just really take a little skin off there. The only problem is sometimes you lose the case hardening, and you might have to get it case hardened or do a bit of magic case hardening yourself to people didn't really worry too much about those little details in the old days, but depending what the metal was made out of, all that sort of thing. Back off the old lock nut. Quite a different system what most cars have for lock nuts on the old cars and any other engine really. Pretty good. I'm going to turn that little mark on there. That's the inlet closing. The exhaust is starting to open. Let's hit that with the old, 10 mil. Why is that 10 mil? Okay, anyone know that? I'll find a 10 mil spanner, that's what I'm going to need. Hey Maggie, where's all my spanners? 10 mil's a hard size to find. Here we go. There's always something somewhere. 5 thou. 10 mil. Not bad. One. You stay there. Alright. That's not perfect. It's a perfect 5 there anyway. Clean, clean, radio. So we go with that. Come on. Come on, here we go. That's perfect. You know, I would say you could make an argument that it's ever so slightly tight, but seeing as I split the difference and went 5 there, yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Happy with that. We're good to go. Should button this up. What's your thoughts on gaskets, people? Because I grew up with gasket stuff. I've always had shellac and all the good stuff. Oh, all sorts of concoctions that people would mix up. Silicon was around back then. I'm not that old, you know. We had the old special stick was RTV 732 or something. There was a number. It was the good stuff. There was a 5 something as well. I suppose all the other stuff come along, all the Pt6 and all the names. But so you know, this one's got the ridge here, which is meant for straight gasket type, not the silicon. If it had a flat one of those, you'd go the silicon. It cleans as well, that stuff is good stuff. Looking for a bolt. Look at this, oh no, that bloody scorpion, look at him. Sorry, you were trying to get me. I saw you. No. Fair's fair, mate. Could have died from that, you know. Bloody scorpion. Evil. I'll get in trouble for that, won't I? Right. Plenty of ways to get in trouble these days, isn't it? You don't even have to try. Trouble waiting around every corner for you. Just slip up. Say something wrong. I do have a bit of dilemma now, don't I? Try and find the last one. Alright, try to get all the rags. No. So the ways to get frustrated as a mechanic, you're going to have trouble trying to start the thread on a bolt. You could cross thread a bolt and you can lose a bolt. Notice they're all to do with bolts. Pull that right out and have another look. I'll come back to you. Go around on the footwell on the other side there. Yeah, cross is averted. No big deal. I'm not too worried about a torque setting on this one. Sometimes with gaskets, you know, a little bit of, especially with cork gaskets, some people don't like them. I think the idea with the cork gaskets is you know, sometimes less is more. Just have it just touching, and then when it it'll swell into the well into what you have there. I'm not going to put anything on this. Yeah, I feel I've done everything in there. Yeah. We got a few issues with it. We got the old valve guides, which are a bit sloppy, and seats are alright. There's a carbon build up in there, which is coming from somewhere. It might be to do with the valve guides being a bit loose. Hey! Look at it. Did you notice that? You weren't going to tell me? You're going to wait till the last bolt, then you're going to tell me. Yeah. Smart ass. Oh. I nearly said something about putting it on the right way. Now I'm just making video lark. Telling someone about it the other day. They said, oh, take you 4 hours longer to get a job done. Maybe it does. You know, maybe it does. Oh, but these little action cameras, you just set them up and away you go. But it's good. If you don't have to muck around with sound stuff, you know, if you can get the sound recording okay, you know, without having to muck around with too much stuff, that's great. You know. But the benefit is, you get a few jobs done. It's exciting to get a few jobs done. I'm going to make a video about this. What I'm doing is getting a couple of jobs done. Oh, this YouTube stuff has always intrigued me. I even right back to I started watching it when we got our first Apple TV. Stopped watching normal TV. It was an app on the Apple TV, so, you know, like, when would that have been? 2014? 2014, and I'd drop in and have a look at it now and then. Wonder what all these other apps are. You know. It was amazing what YouTube, even back then, would serve up to you. The old algorithm, how it worked. Really intrigued me why people create content, even with the forums. You know, I remember on some bulldozer forums and things like that, and I used to go there to get information. And then I felt a bit guilty after a while that I suppose the idea is to give a bit of information back too. You know, even some of the things at work, the copy of threads and things like that. Okay, I better give something back. Feel like you're just taking stuff for free otherwise, don't you? So I'm just gonna button up this hole here. I'll go and have some dinner. But yeah, it's just interesting sometimes how all this is supposed to work. Many people say, well, why would you do that? Why would you give all your information away? It's like, such a closed-minded way of thinking, but they do have points. I come around though, I come around. I'll see what it goes like anyway. I'm having fun, learning new skills, how to make videos and stuff. Really, at this stage of filming, I don't actually have, well, I've got one that I made. The first video I made, I edited it and stuck it up there on the one day. Worked out how to put some music to it, did a little bit of editing, and then I got clever. I started to do it with I've got a couple of phones and 2 or 3 phones, and so I have different angles. Then I realised, oh, that's not that easy to edit, multiple angle camera stuff. Yeah, I'd have to get some moving shots and stuff like that. Oh, the audio, I had to get some different audio and microphones and all that stuff. all that stuff. It's a big thing. Anyway, I've learned, but doing this sort of thing, I can't really work out how to do it with microphones that easy. So I'm gonna rely on the old DJI Action Cam's sound quality there. It's not too bad. I need to boost it a bit in some software. Yeah. Talking to another bloke that he put me onto this camera. I was going to go and buy a GoPro, and sort of did know that there was something else out there, but I didn't really chase it down that hard. And I reached out to a fellow, Marty T, and I said, hey, what do you? I'm about to do the grading on my road, and my iPhone's not going to cut it. So, what do you use? You got any tips? And he put me onto this, so I went and bought one the next day, and it's a fantastic little machine. Run it over everything. Dropped it a couple of times, run it over with the road grader. Yeah. So, we're having fun, aren't we? I'm going to have a pizza tonight. Jody bought home pizza, so let's go. Let's say that's enough for now. We've got the head back on, torqued up. 25 newton meters, 18 foot-pounds, 18 foot-pounds, 220 inch-pounds, and the valve clearances. Once you get the valves in the right place, I got them at 5 thousandths of an inch, which is I think 0.12 something. Yeah, well, 10 thou is 0.254 of a millimeter, so it'd be 127. I think it was. I saw on the feeling gauge. Yeah. So we've lapped in the valves, we've had a look at those guides. Yeah, we've taken a bit of a punt on some stuff. The old PCV valve looks a little bit hard to get at, so we're going to ignore that for now. We're going to hope we're just going to hope. We'll see what happens. I don't like to do a job and then not know what you're going to end up with. So there's going to be a little bit of a potential for a bottom lip drop at the end of this if it does smoke. So hopefully not though. I haven't got many bolts left over. I'm gonna have to weld up the hole. I showed you that, didn't I? Let's have a close look at that. Weld up the hole in the exhaust pipe. That'll be a night in itself, really. Well, it's a decent, when you look at it like that, that's a decent little pit, really. You know what would work there? I'm almost tempted to clean it up, do a proper good job of cleaning it up, maybe even sandblast it to give it a chance, but put a dollop of JB Weld on there and see if it works. I've done some stuff with JB Weld. That's awesome, that stuff. My dad's on a diesel engine, little truck we got up there. Glued a part of the block back in where the rod had come out the side. That motor's still going. I glued a gearbox cover that had sort of split in a couple of ways and had been bronzed up on the old little bulldozer that I had. And they'd warped it when they bronzed it up and stuff like that. I got rid of all that and I took it back to flat and I put a whole bunch of JB Weld on there. It was perfect. So I'm tempted to try it. Might be silly though. Might be just a... Yeah, because I can always weld this in place, can't I? Yeah, of course I can. If the JB Weld doesn't hold, I'll just hook a clamp on there and go with the MIG. That's the way to do it, isn't it? This is quite thick. It feels quite thick. What do you reckon? You want to try some JB Weld for shits and giggles? You guys are a bad influence on me. Hey, good night everyone. I am pizza. Maggie's left me. She's got a better offer, I think. Hi guys.